Good evening, y'all. Good evening. Um, welcome back to my channel. I'm the Chasing Christian. Just to really shorten my intro today, um, Chasing Christian, Hebrews 12 lets us know, is a signifying factor of us being sons and daughters of God. And that while it may be painful and grievous, it's the work that God does in us for us to be holy as He is holy. And it also is reserved for those whom He loves. He only chastens those whom He loves, and He only receives those as sons and daughters whom He chastens. And so, we're called to respond to that love by, not taking it lightly or despising the chastening of the Lord. So if you are someone who identifies as son and daughter of God, then you, my friend, are a chastened Christian too. I got 5 minutes before class, but I just wanted to hop on here. I was speaking to a friend and a mother figure of mine. And she was just like, you know what? Lately, I've been in a place where nothing phases me. And she's coming up in a big change in her life where she doesn't really know what's next. And she's like, I just got this peace. And so there's been some hard things happening in her family life, a lot of different things. But she's like, I don't know. I just feel totally unfazed. And I was thinking about that. And she was just like, there were even some things where I was questioning and I was thinking to the Lord, like, let me war about this in prayer. And she said, the Lord was like, nope, like, I got it. Like, you don't even need to war over this. And so she just looked really at peace with a busy season and a busy time in her life. God has put her in a place of rest. And peace. And obviously, we know there's a scripture that talks about God gives us a peace that surpasses all understanding. Christ has said twice, my peace I give to you, I leave with you, not as the world gives. And so it's exactly that, not as the world gives, where it almost doesn't, when it makes sense for her to be at peace, but she is. And so I just kept thinking about it earlier, that it's not just peace, but it's what it looks like to be able to rest in God. And so being able to rest in God that way is inspiring and it's encouraging, because looking at her life and all the things that, the world would say, there's no reason for this lady to be at peace or restful or just going with the flow. But when God gives us those reminders to be still and remain, we talked about this before. And if you've ever looked at the videos I've went through, several videos of the First Thessalonians 5:16-18, where God is the same way He's steadfast and the same forever. No circumstance can move Him out of His character or move Him out of His place. He is desiring for that for us, and He's instructing that for us. And the good thing is that He doesn't just leave us to be stuck to try to figure it out. And so just with a couple minutes left, I'm going to just leave you with a couple of scriptures to just kind of look at on your own, that kind of just speaks to this sort of peace and rest that my friend is experiencing. And just, I pray that for you. I pray that for me. And I just want to share that we have access to that. We can, and it comes by growing in faith and relationship with the Lord. And so we are called to be lie detectors, almost, to see what areas in our life are we lacking hope, are we lacking a confidence, lacking a peace. And that usually indicates where we may be lacking in trust or God's knowledge and wisdom or truth in a certain area. Or there may be a belief system that is speaking a lie, or speaking fear or anxiety, or maybe we feel like we have to handle it on our own instead of giving it to God. So I'm just going to give a couple and then dip out because I got class in 2 minutes. It says, Psalm 23:2-3 says, God makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He refreshes my soul. He guides me along the right paths for His name's sake. So not only is God providing rest and provision, but it's a refreshing. He's guiding them through a calming path. So there's a leading and also a maintenance, a taking care of, a restoration and a refreshing. And so I believe that that's exactly what my friend is experiencing, this peace that refreshes, renews, and keeps her sustained as she is keeping her eyes on Him despite what's going on. Another one from Jesus, come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. My yoke is easy and my burden is light. And so with her exchanging her burdens for, his, and laying those cares and worries on him, for he cares for her, she has obviously gotten the opportunity to experience this level of rest for her soul. It's not just a physical rest, it's a rest for the soul. And last scripture before I bow out, because it's 7:59, I got class at 8. Exodus 33:14, my presence will go with you and I will give you rest. And so this is God promising us that, they were going um, before, as God was going before them in the wilderness, that God is saying that he will give rest. And it's not just a physical sleep, it's, spiritual peace and security, but it comes from being in God. So bless you guys. It's time for class. Also, that scripture before was Matthew 11:28-30. But I pray that blesses you. I pray you can come into the rest of God. And I got to head to class. Bye, y'all. Lord willing, I see you tomorrow in another video. Bye-bye.